Year-round, this gorgeous stretch of coastline attracts holiday makers who come to play on these iconic beaches, at the theme parks, and at night in the renowned restaurants and clubs. But for 1 week in January, the Gold Coast is a different kind of mecca. It's where the who's who of the racing world come to meet for a week-long celebration of equine excellence. They come looking for the next champion, for it was here that Winx was sold, as was Red Zell, Atlantic Jewel, and Piero, just to name a few.
And Piero won it!
And they come for an elite day of racing.
She's away with the game, and she's away with the prize!
To try and win the enormous riches on offer and uncover the next Testarossa.
He's going like a real machine in the last 100 metres, and home he goes!
Capitalist.
And Capitalist bolts in the Magic Millions.
Or Sunlight.
She's brilliant, she's won the Magic Millions!
Welcome to the Magic Millions, a unique experience in Australian racing and recognised as one of the great days on the calendar.
Famous faces, famous horses, and horses that will be famous soon enough. That's the Gold Coast Turf Club, the Magic Millions Day. 9 races, 7 of them over $1 million on offer. The richest maiden in Australian racing, and horses that were bought last year at these sales and from Magic Million sales around the country racing today in the 2-year-old classic. There's such a great opportunity for breeders and owners and horse enthusiasts, and hopefully we can find you a winner today. Happy New Year to wherever you're watching, and to you, Katie Mallion. Great to see you, and what a privilege to be out of Victoria for myself and here on track with a crowd that's about 15,000.
That's right, Haim and Henry. It's such a pleasure to be here every Magic Millions Carnival, but the lead up to the race day is exceptional, and I always enjoy getting out here, soaking up some sun. How about you, Henry?
Life is great in the sunshine state, as they say, Katie. It's been a hectic week with the sales and everything, but cracking day for racing today, and the runners are in the mounting yard for the first.
Hen, we'll talk sales in just a moment, but in terms of what is on offer, there's 2 feature races, both $2 million, and Australia's richest maiden.
That's right. The maiden comes up first, and generally you need a stakes class horse to win this race. It's the horses that have every horse in the race is ready to win a maiden effectively, but it's the one that's going to go on to win stakes races. We've got 2-year-old guineas, 3-year-old guineas. Good to see them honouring Sub-Zero this year with the 2,400 metre race, and of course the fillies and mares and the Cutest Open. They're all worth $1 million. They're all good races, and looking forward to seeing what happens.
From a Group 1 winning trainer to a Group 1 winning jockey, Katie, if you could take one book of rides from those riding today here at the Gold Coast.
I really like Steph Thornton's book of rides. I think all day she's got a lot of chances, including Got a Kiss, who's a favourite of hers. And in the last race, she's got the Odyssey, and I know that's one of her favourite horses. James McDonald has the favourite in the Magic Millions Classic, and she's all class, and he's looking forward to getting aboard this nice filly. But I think all day, Nasharawilla is in the money, in the market. He's got Baby Wong in the 2-year-old race, and of course, a Theory, who looks so well placed from the Godolphin Yard.
You speak of Steph Thornton. I saw her on Tuesday morning at the barrier draw. She's on Queen of Wizardry, who was superb first up, and who knows what can happen today. Annabelle Neeson, whose training is going so well. Steph on board. All female ownership, so they're eligible for the $500,000, or their share of it, Racing Women bonus. What
a story it'll be if this horse can win. And this win that we just saw on camera, which she was never going to win the race, was she, until the last 100 metres. She's certainly got a tremendous amount of ability, and certainly in it to her ears today. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Hen, lot 1 tonight is lot 871, the full brother to the favourite in the 2-year-old race, Swift Witness. How have you gone at the sales?
I've bought 3 so far, Haim. I think they've grossed about 80 million, which is the same as the whole sale last year, and they've still got 90 lots to go through tonight. So there's a bit going on over there, pretty hectic. Clearance rate through the roof. I'll just be trying my best tonight, try and find a couple of fillies. I think the clearance rate is about 88%. The average is around 255,000. The top lot 1.9 million. I think a couple of lots at 1.8 million. And we'll speak about the cheap inverted comma buyers. I mean, Curata Queen won the Magic Millions as a 30-year-old purchase. I think there's a $7,000 2-year-old running today. So everyone's playing and looking at this book, hoping to find the next big thing, the star that will change their life. So good luck to all involved. And welcome to you, Jason Richardson, our man who's going to keep an eye on all the jockeys and all the trainers and find all of the stories. Also $2 million
Oh, Haim, it's one of my favourite race days of the year, the Magic Millions here on the Gold Coast. And the update in regards to the weather is we're expecting about 30 degrees as we traditionally get. It's hot and humid, the hats are on, the sun is shining. What a great place to have a race meeting. In regards to the track, now the rail stays in the true position in the straight. It's out a metre out the back. And the track conditions, soft 5. So they put 4 mils of irrigation and then had 7 mils of rainfall last night. So soft 5 track, and if you get down and have a look at it, this track is so durable. They race every single week here at the Gold Coast. Look how thick it is. It's like the hair on the top of my head. It's nice and thick and strong. So I reckon they'll get a track upgrade from that soft 5 to a good 4. And track pattern, I think the jockeys will start to get off the rail. We might see like Exhilarate storming down the outside to win a couple of years ago. What a day we're going to have. It's going to be a beauty.
It will be a beauty, Rich. I don't want to point out to Richo, but he has no hair on his head. He's talking about the surface being as thick as the hair on his head. Welcome to you, Bruce McAvaney. You're in South Australia. Great to see you again. Hopefully you had a wonderful Christmas, and I know it's going to be a fabulous day here on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely, Haim, and to Katie and Henry and Richo as well, and everybody else that will join us. It's just one of the great days, Haim.
What are you most looking forward to from a horse flesh point of view today for those on the track?
I could have picked any number of horses in all of the races, including the maiden, but let's start with a theory. She's in the fillies and mares. She ran 4th at a Blue Diamond, Heyman. Then she couldn't win a race, basically, and yet she's won 4 of her last 5. I think she's a little star, and I think she'll probably win. She's all class. Well, she was that at Wyong. Can Chris Waller and James McDonald break through and win a Magic Millions? Away game, the history filly today. Can she win the Guineas after winning the Classic? Nobody's done that yet. At 11:11, well, Greg Hitler, the trainer's had a fantastic run at this track. And this horse who got the Guineas, by default in one way, with Alligator Blood last year, I think he can come back and win the Cup today. So all of those 4 and plenty more.
And Bruce, I saw Katie Harvey as we were walking to the gates today, and she said, you'll be speaking with Bruce, send him my love, get him to come back here soon. You've been here before. What do you love most about this long, brilliant week?
I guess the success of it, Heyman, just where it came from in 1987, just the temerity, just the vision, the fact that they were able to do something different. I mean, there was a lot of resistance to this idea of having a meeting away from Eagle Farm on this Saturday even, and then the sales and the way they've incorporated, and then they've built the race day, they've fine-tuned it. So it's a magnificent race day with all the things that go with it, but they had the vision, and I think the Everest and the Golden Eagle and the All-Star Mile are all derivations of this in a way. I mean, derivatives. And then, of course, the inclusion. It's not just racing fans, it's everybody. And yet, their ability to bring the women to this track and to have them as the owners and everything. I say them, I mean, women have been such a big part of racing anyway, but they've been front and centre with the Magic Millions, and I think we've all embraced that so well, and they've absolutely promoted that to the hilt, and it's been so successful. So everybody feels included. They've done that so brilliantly. And then it's the community and the government. They've been so good here, Katie Page and Jerry Harvey, and before that, Singo and also Rob Ferguson, and the whole week. So the government have put their money behind it. They've given them some stability, and the whole community. These pictures are iconic. They go all around the world. It's just one of the great weeks and one of the great days of racing. Haim, it's tick, tick, tick.
Absolutely it is. You've summed it up brilliantly. And Katie, that barrier draw on the Tuesday morning, there's thousands of the public that come from all over the place really to the Surfers Paradise foreshore, and those images on every front page the next day. It's just a terrific morning.
It is. It's a great morning, and we get out there about 5 o'clock, and to see all the ex-racehorses too just enjoy their time out there. They get to have a little gallop on the beach and then go for a surf in the waves. They love it. It's a spectacle. You must see it.
I've seen Michelle Payne riding in the beach race board. She's going to be joining us this afternoon. In fact, Michelle Payne, we're going to talk to her about a Frankel colt who's just about to run for her. She had that wonderful 2015 and 16 where Prince of Penzance in the spring changed her life, and then she rode a winner here on Magic Millions Day for her brother Paddy, and she played in the polo a couple of years ago, and it's just going to be fantastic to have her here. We're going to stop talking about what's going to happen and focus on race 1, because the jockeys have been out this morning. They've been walking the course, and it is slightly different. Masks are still on, but there's the best part of the track to be found, and I know that you're going to speak with Bossy soon. He's, I think, think, arrived by helicopter as he always does and just does things a little differently. But this is such an important part of the day, Katie.
It is probably the most important part of the day, and it loosens up their bodies when they go for a walk at the track. And we've had a little bit of rain overnight, so of course the track's going to be a little bit dewy early, so it's going to be interesting because it is a hot day, so hopefully it's on the improve.
Effect not just through Magic Millions but through the whole industry, so massive shout out to Katie Page. It's a wonderful achievement what she's done to racing, and it's certainly injected a whole sort of new genre, a new generation into the game.
And where to next for Queen of Wizardry? Where will she head? Paddock?
Well, yeah, we'll probably chase the Group 1 2-year-old path. I mean, as you can see after the race, when Shakira crossed the line, about 100 metres after the line, she was in front. So she's definitely ready for a lot further than the 1,200 metres. So maybe the Sires, champagne, and I'll keep dreaming as I do.
Well, there's an amazing atmosphere here at the Star Gold Coast as part of all of the off-track Magic Millions festivities. Now, one person that knows a thing or two about amazing atmosphere is Olympic medalist James Roberts. It is so great to have you here. I've noticed that you've swapped the swimming gear for a bit of a get-up today. It's beautiful. It's still on trend for swimming, though, being blue. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, a bit different than the Speedos, but kept it nice and summery today. 30 degrees on the Gold Coast. It's no real place for a suit, so I'm glad that, went for the T-shirt, the button-up shirt and chinos.
Now, being a professional athlete, you'd know a thing or two about food, and food is what's on my mind. We've got a series of incredible luncheons. Can you tell us a bit about your lunch today?
Yeah, we're going to be having a 5-course meal at Cucina Vivo. Pretty excited about that. So I had a hard session this morning and I'm starving already, so looking forward to it.
I'd love to know if you've got the stamina to stay out past 4 p.m. because we've got international DJs headlining Will Sparks. Hope to see you there on the dance floor.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Thanks, Candice, very much. Now, we caught up with Peter O'Brien about an hour or so ago talking about Sedge and Ho and the tricky art of breeding yearlings, and, well, they had some success during the week. They sold a Kingman colt for $1.8 million. Let's have a look at how it all transpired.
Here's the Kingman colt. Have a look at this fella. By Kingman, P2, over around 11%, stakes winners to runners. Phenomenal.
Peter O'Brien from Sedgeno, congratulations, lot 322. Describe the emotions when the Kingman colt went into the ring.
It's indescribable, really. It's nerves, and if you saw him in the ring, he started off very slowly. So I won't say the word, I was
1,200,000.
But then he got a roll on, and once Coolmore and James Harron were bidding on him,
1,250,000.
we knew we were going to go well.
5, he said. 6, they've said. And 1,600,000 out the back.
You know, it's been a journey with the horse. We sent the mare up to England. He was born in England, flew back here. So it's been a long journey and the absolute ultimate result.
At 1,800,000, I sell him out the back. Sure you won't, for 1,800,000. Out the back buys him.
Now that it's all done, can you tell us what you thought that you would get for it?
I thought he'd make 7 figures. It's very hard to. I didn't think he'd make that much. Yeah. The worst part about it is Tom Magner said they weren't going to leave the sale without him, so they paid a lot more money.
Which is great news for you. Hey, tell us also, once that's done, where does he go? So is he still here, or does he go straight away?
No, he left 2 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
And he straight to Coolmore, and he should be there around now. And then they will go ahead and break him in, I'd say, straight away.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to Chris Waller, I believe, so he'll get every chance.
Extraordinary, isn't it? I thought he might make $750,000. $1.8 million later, everyone's happy.
Good upgrade, isn't it?
Oh, huge upgrade.
You're wrapped with that.
Sometimes you go from economy to sort of premium economy and you're happy, but you've gone, Katie, at that point all the way up to business class. So you've got a theory, Henry, in terms of expensive colts, and it's not necessarily where you want to play in the market regardless of whether you had the checkbook.
Well, I suppose in human terms it's like having a Lamborghini and a beaten up old Datsun. If you've got an expensive potential yearling and a poorly bred horse, you're happy to put the poorly bred one out in a 30-acre paddock and let it run round and get kicked by the horses and have accidents with the fence, whereas if you have a potential $2 million yearling, you're going to put it in a yard, you're going to wrap it in cotton wool, like put your Lamborghini in a garage, I suppose. And horses probably grow up better in that natural environment, whereas if they're sort of more humanised and wrapped in cotton wool and hand-fed and not allowed to be horses, then they're probably going to grow up a bit soft for mine.
So what happens when you bought the yearling and you think they have been mollycoddled? Do you put them in with the other horses, or is it too big a risk, or is it a necessary evil?
It's not a necessary evil. You probably put it in cotton wool again, I'd say, but the record of those multi-million-dollar horses isn't flash pro rata versus the middle range horses.
Yep.
And that's my theory on why it is. I might be right, I might be wrong, but every day of the week you'd rather see a young horse developing naturally in a paddock with a mob of 12 other colts kicking each other, fighting each other, and that's just how they grow up.
Okay, understand the theory.